Beachfront living in Arizona, waterfront homes in Arizona. Watch today's video because I'm actually going to give you a tour of an absolutely stunning, one-of-a-kind community in the West Valley where you can have that water property that you might have thought you could never have in Arizona. So stay tuned. I'm going to give you a tour of Estrella Mountain Ranch in Goodyear, Arizona. Hi, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady at EXP Realty. Count on me for all things Arizona real estate. So welcome to gorgeous North Lake here at Estrella Mountain Ranch. I'm Kelley Norton and I'm the AZ Realty lady. And if you're new to my channel, first I want to welcome you. Thank you so much for watching the video. I'm a Valley native and I'm a real estate agent of over 22 years right here in the Phoenix area. I've actually lived in 8 different cities in the Phoenix area. So I have a wealth of knowledge and have sold over 1,000 homes here in the Valley. Now this is beautiful North Lake, and this again is in Estrella Mountain Ranch. And what people love about this community is the fact that they do have a golf course in the community, as well as 2 different main lake areas. You have this North Lake, and then you also have the South Lake, which is on the other side of the community. And they each offer a little bit different amenities for the homeowners. So out here at North Lake, you can go ahead and rent a kayak. You can rent little sailboats, and you'll see that in some of this footage. It's absolutely gorgeous out here. And it's really one of a kind. You don't get this opportunity in a lot of communities here in the Valley. There is Val Vista Lakes in the East Valley, but even with that, that doesn't have mountains in the area. And here you have the mountains, you have golf course, you have the lakes. And another thing to mention about this lake here is that you have a 1.2-mile walking, jogging path around the community. And we'll just go ahead, I'm just gonna spin around here really quick and you can see how busy this trail actually gets. There are people out here and it's the middle of this, it's actually the end of December right now. And you can see there are so many people out here walking, exercising, and that's something that's very common out here in this community. So if that is what you're looking for and you wanna have a place where there's a sense of community, there's beauty all around with the lakes, the golf courses, the mountains, you can be outdoors, and you have 2 major recreational centers here in the community, then this just might be the place for you. So a couple things to note here about Estrella Mountain Ranch. Really, this is a very affordable community, and usually there's a little give and take with a community. If you're closer in, a lot of times that means your price tag is going to go up. Convenience, right? There is a cost to convenience. And I mean, yeah, Amazon, right? That's out there. So a lot of similarities there, right? If it's more convenient, it's going to be a little bit more of a premium. And this community is a little further out. So if you're okay with that little extra drive, you're gonna have a lot more affordability in this community, but you're definitely not compromising on any of the amenities. So we'll show you on the map here where we are, but we are in Goodyear and we are in the southwest corner of the valley here, and we are nestled up against the Estrella Mountain foothills, and that gives you a lot of things to be able to do outdoors in the community, which is a major plus. But again, we're about 20 minutes away from modern day conveniences that you might want to have in your life. So let's talk about that a little bit more. So in your community, what you have is you have a Walgreens, you have a Safeway, there's a little coffee shop, a couple fast food restaurants, and then you do have 2 restaurants at each one. So you have 1 restaurant at each one of the resident clubs here in Estrella Mountain Ranch. So you don't have a whole lot going on within the community. There is an urgent care. It's not a full service hospital. And you do have a fire department station right here. So the Goodyear Fire Department has their own station here. So the good news about that is that you do have that first responder service available for you right here in your community. But again, if you want a hospital, it's going to be about a 25-30 minute drive to get to the closest major hospital. Our hospitals in the areas are Banners and Brazos are going to be your two closest hospitals. Now, some people actually might like the remote location of this community. It is tucked away. It's away from the hustle bustle of everything. So there's a lot to love about it, but I just like people to know kind of where this community is. And there's one way in the community and one way out of the community. There's 3 different arteries coming off of the I-10 that you can kind of get to the road, but once you get to this community, there's one access point into the community. So just something to be aware of. A lot of people out here are either self-employed, work from home, or they make the commute in. And the commute to downtown Phoenix will take you anywhere from 40 minutes to closer to an hour depending on traffic. Now, depending on where in the community you are, it's a 30 to 35 mile drive to the airport, Phoenix Sky Harbor. So this is going to take you about 35 minutes on a weekend when there's not a lot of traffic. Or if it's a weekday and there is traffic, you're going to want to add 20 minutes to 25 minutes to get to the airport. So just something to be aware of. But a 30-minute drive for most people to get to kind of a downtown type area really is not that bad. But if you are having to commute into downtown Phoenix every day, it's going to be a little bit of a hike for you because your main artery from this community that's going to get you to downtown is going to be the I-10, and it is a bear. I will tell you, it is just a traffic jam most of the time. Even in the middle of the afternoon, honestly, and late morning, you still have a lot of traffic. There's just really that one way to kind of feed this area. And so a lot of people do have that as part of their commute. Now, one thing to be aware of is that the State Route 30 is a proposed loop that's going to connect the 202 that connects the area of I-10 through Ahwatukee, and they are proposed to connect a loop that will help a lot of people bypass the I-10, and the idea is that it will alleviate some of that traffic off of there, and they did go ahead and start with the land sale to be able to secure that. So the city of Phoenix has started that sale of land so that ADOT can begin the process of acquisition to begin this Loop 30. Now, if you like to shop at Costco, no worries. They did build a Costco off the I-10 closer to the Verrado community in Buckeye. It's about a 20 to 25 minute drive. And again, depending on the time of day, you might need to add a little bit of time to that. They are also going to be building a really beautiful mall that's supposed to rival those of DC Ranch, Kierland Commons, and the Scottsdale Quarter. So there's going to be, from what we hear, some really nice shopping, some high-end dining in that area. And again, that'll be 20 to 25 minutes away from you. So that's going to be a little to the west. And your other options are that you would have some shopping just kind of straight to the north and be over there in the Goodyear area where you can eat now, you can shop. There's a Target 20 minutes away. And don't forget, you do have another option, of course, of Westgate, which is in Glendale, and it is right next to the Arizona Cardinals Stadium. Now, if you are a sports fan, I want to point out to you, you have the Cardinals. You also have the Phoenix Suns, which they're in the downtown Phoenix area, so 35 minutes or so. And then you also are going to have spring training. So if you are a fan of the Cleveland Indians or the Cincinnati Reds and you're a baseball fan, good news, Arizona is loaded with spring training, but you have those two teams right here in Goodyear. Another sport fanatic thing would be NASCAR. So NASCAR has their track right around the corner here from the community. Now, some people will say, well, can you hear the races going on? I have never heard it here. Now, again, I've never lived in this community and slept overnight and heard with my windows open, but I have talked to a lot of my clients that live in here and residents, and they don't hear it because you are kind of wrapped around the corner. There are communities that are closer, like Alomar, where you can hear a little bit of the buzz noise of the NASCAR racing. But the good news is 10-minute drive and you are right there if you want to catch a race. So I am out here at the gorgeous Presidio Club. Now, this is the newer of the two clubhouses. This one does have a heated pool behind. It's the end of December. The pool has a lot of people in it. This time of year you have people visiting, so definitely a lot going on, a lot happening out here in Estrella Mountain Ranch today. But there's people swimming. There is a splash pad inside the pool. And you also have ramada areas, lots of places to sit and lounge around. You also have an entire walkway with these seated, I guess you would call it fire pit areas. So they have a round fire pit with 4 chairs around it, lining this entire area. And then as you come over here, they do also have a big area that you can rent out if you wanted to have a party. There's a big fireplace, lots of tables. So you could have a wedding reception out here if you want. There's a big green lawn. You could reserve and rent out this space. So Estrella Mountain Ranch and the clubhouses and the recreational areas that it has is just outstanding. And it has the restaurant inside with a patio outside as well. So inside you also have the really big chef's kitchen where they do kitchen demonstrations and lessons and different events, and this big giant living room as well. So a lot of different community events, and these areas are all available for you to rent out. It really is amazing. And there is a gym here too, so don't forget that. You do have your fitness center here at Presidio. There's another one at the Star Point Residence Club. Now check this out. This is the Star Point Residence Club. This is the original clubhouse that started when the community was started. And this does have a beautiful water park with water slides and a great pool, and it sits on North Lake. So this is absolutely beautiful. You really truly do feel like you're at a resort. And then it does have the gym, and then on the inside you also have the grill where you can grab some amazing food. So this is right here in your community, part of your HOA dues. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the houses that are available to purchase out here. So some people don't want a lot of maintenance and they want more of, a low maintenance yard, and they also want to have a little bit better affordability. Good news, there are communities in this area where the homes are a little bit closer together, a little smaller lot, and a little bit more affordable. So we will show you a little bit of footage of that, and then you can go all the way up to, say, buying a custom lot and building a custom home in the area as well. So there are lots that are half acre, that are up on a mountain or in the hills that you can purchase that are still part of Estrella Mountain Ranch. So you can really have whatever type of home you want to have out here. Now let's talk about the new construction homes. So the 4 builders that you have out here are Landsea, Beazer, William Ryan, and Toll Brothers. Now a lot of people are familiar with Toll Brother homes in other communities. It's a little bit different, I think, out here in Estrella Mountain Ranch because you can get a lot for your dollar out here. They don't want to build a super luxury huge house and not have that be in the budget of what a lot of the folks want to have out here. So you have the majority of the floor plans here are 2-story floor plans with Toll Brothers, and you can actually get these houses starting in the mid 400s to upper 400s. So it's really budget friendly for a Toll Brothers home. Also, Beazer homes get you kind of in that same price range, a little bit less expensive, an all single level community over there, low 400,000s. And then William Ryan has an absolutely stunning collection of homes in Harmony over here. And those homes are probably going to finish you out over that 700 range, but they do have options for the ensuite living. They also have more of a guest suite, attached guest suite. So a lot of flexibility with the type of home that you're looking for. Just to give you an idea of the size of homes, so Toll Brothers, you can get anywhere from 1,600 to 2,300 square feet in their homes. And those are only going to be a 2-car garage. So if you want something with a little bit more space in that garage, you are going to have to jump up to a William Ryan home for that option. Now the William Ryan homes, you have anywhere from 2,600 square feet all the way up to 3,200 square feet. So if you're looking for that bigger, more luxury home with a little bit more space and bigger garage, William Ryan Harmony is going to be the option for you to build. Now also with these new construction homes, a lot of these are just a little bit further away from some of the community amenities like the Presidio Club and the Star Point Residence Club. Now remember, this community started in 99, 2000, so it's been around a while, and so we do have some houses that are closer to the Star Point Residence Club, and then there's other homes that are closer to the Presidio Club. So some of the newer construction that you're going to find, like William Ryan homes, those are going to be a little closer to the Presidio Club, and this whole area over here is a little bit newer. And then the Beezer homes are going to be a bit further away. They're going to be closer to Cantamia on the far southeast section of the community, and those are going to be closer to the Star Point Residence Club, about 5 minutes away from Presidio. So I guess it's kind of in between. It's at a point, and then the two clubhouses are like this. So a little bit of a drive to either one. But this community, a lot of people do drive golf carts, and even though they're not in the age-restricted area, which is Cantamia, I don't know if I've mentioned that yet in the video. So Cantamia is the age-restricted active adult community here. So of course in Cantamia you will have golf carts galore. But over here in Estrella Mountain Ranch, it's not uncommon to see people driving around in side-by-sides, like a Razor. A lot of people have those. And there's the foothills of the Estrella Mountains just right outside the community. So a lot of people like to try and find some trails that they can legally go ahead and ride on. So dirt bikes, mountain biking, off-roading. There's a lot to do out here in the Arizona desert, and you have that right outside your community. Another reason why you might want to live in Estrella Mountain Ranch is for golf. So they have a Nicholas designed 18-hole golf course that is troon managed, which if you've been to any other troon course, wow, absolutely beautiful and stunning. And with the mountain backdrops and how gorgeous this community is, this is a beautiful course. So you have that right here in your community. So if you're looking for a house that might be on a golf course, you can get that here in Estrella Mountain Ranch. One thing that the community doesn't have a whole lot of is mountain side lots. A lot of them are actually more internal, backing to desert areas, green belts, but not necessarily a mountain lot. There's some, but they are fewer and far between. So just be aware of that. So I have a little tip for you. If you are driving around Estrella Mountain Ranch, don't speed, because even though you feel like you're out here and you may think that there's no police out here, there's actually a decent presence. I have seen Goodyear police out here, and they are patrolling the streets for speed, and I've seen them out here, I would say one out of every 4 or 5 trips that I'm out here. I'm out here pretty often showing homes and helping my clients. So definitely beware of the radar. So we are in the desert out here, so you will notice in a lot of our desert communities, it isn't uncommon to have overhead power lines. So some of the communities, they're buried, but for the most part, to get that power out into the desert, we do have high tension power lines. And in Estrella Mountain Ranch, you do have them on a lot of the outer areas. So you have one of your main arteries here, the Estrella Mountain Parkway, and there are power lines that do follow this. And they do go into some areas of the community. And then when you get all the way to the west side of the community, over in the foothills area, you do have power lines over there too. So something to be aware of. So out here in the community, you do have 2 elementary schools. Mixed reviews. A lot of people that I speak to out here have no problem with the schools, but if you read some of the older reviews online, some people really weren't thrilled about it. And when you look at the ranking on a couple different sites, Niche and Great Schools, you're not really getting a great ratings for the elementary schools. They are K through 8 out here. So you have We Star Elementary, and you also have the Estrella Mountain Ranch Elementary School. And there's 2 to choose from. So I would just say, go ahead and go on some of these community sites and maybe ask around, ask what people think about it. Really get a perspective from the residents, because sometimes only the negative reviews will go online, and sometimes positive reviews, people just forget to put that stuff out there. So definitely do your research on the schools. So overall, it has a B rating for the sites. So I would just look into that, but if that is not that important to you, then this may be a great community for you. And you know what? I know people here that education is very important and they still live here and they have no problem with it. So I think that it's just maybe a different perspective, and maybe some of the reviews are for a different reason than maybe what you're looking for. So just go ahead and do your research on that. And remember, we do have different academies, different charter schools out here in the valley. So there's definitely other options besides just the 2 schools that are here in the community. And a lot of people will commute and be driving past other schools and past maybe a basis elementary school. And that's an option for you as well. There's Basis Elementary in Goodyear. I hope that you enjoyed the video today of what it's like living in Estrella Mountain Ranch. Again, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady. And if you like the information that I provided and you want to be updated when I put out new videos on different communities or updates in this community, please subscribe to the channel. You will be notified if you click on that little bell. You'll be notified when I put up new videos. And if you're ready to have a tour, you just want to have a conversation and get more information about the valley and maybe your upcoming move, just call me or text me. It's the best way to reach me. You can also go to my website, azrealtylady.com. Again, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.